Boy people, welcome back to the Nerd Crate. Welcome back to a new review. Today, in honor of the Transformers, Zeta Toys ZB06 Superitron, their gift set of their G1 masterpiece Superion Kronos. Why in honor of Transformers? Because today, 36 years ago, in 1984, the Transformers original cartoon aired on TV. So welcome back, guys, and I think that's a fitting occasion, you know, but also a little thing ahead of things. Guys, I've just hit 700 subscribers. Thank you so much to all the guys that already congratulated me on my Facebook, on my Instagram. Thank you also. And if you're not there, daily toy news, if there are any. So with this, I also want to tell you, if you want another dose of G1 Transformers, my buddy Dan of Sentinel Bay Reviews reviewed MP1, the original masterpiece Optimus Prime, on his channel too, just a few hours ago. So head over there if you're done with this guy. So for today, like I said, Superitron, it's a good piece. I'm happy I got him, but he's only good, you know. There are certain problems with him, and I had a few of those sorted already. And I've shown you how, if you haven't seen it. And otherwise, there's not much to say otherwise. Ahead of things, I would say we dive right in. So to start off, as always, the box. And to also start off with the hugeness, it can barely fit my screen, but okay. We got matte on the front, matte color, beautiful artwork of Superion, chromed ZB06 Superitron HS50 Plus. On the side we got all the butts in there, like I said, barely fits. On the back we got a partially varnished picture of his secondary mode with the cartoon accurate head, and on the other side we got parts of the artwork for the single butts, how they were released. On the top we got Zeta Toys, and below we have only warning signs. So as I said, it's huge and it stays with the accessories. As you see, everything's in there. Doesn't even remotely fit on the screen. It's a lot, and you don't want to see how it's looking back here. Just so you know, we are only looking at Superion. Only. No single butt modes, no transformations, no combiner modes. All the guys are in their combiner modes, and we will just combine them. Just. To keep it as structured as possible, we will do the instructions, of course, first. We got the same beautiful artwork on here as on the box, and on the inside I gotta lay this down on the accessories. It's gonna wiggle waggle a little. We got all the transformations in there, highlighted red. Not really a problem to see it all, but sometimes some steps are omitted, and you need to figure it out for yourself, but otherwise everything else is pretty much covered nicely in there. Brings you all through the steps from all the modes, and in the end you get a little gallery of all the guys, and I believe even, let me check up real quick, yeah, in here you see which batteries need to go in there. 3 AG4 LR626. With such a set, they're not included. No, of course not. Less stuff on the table makes for a more cleaner environment, right? You should say. Ish. I think ish is something you're gonna hear a lot today, but yeah, that's what you're getting. And you know, it's all the same as on Kronos. So we just fly through it, and we're gonna do it once, and we're gonna take this hand because I like this hand. It's done nicely. We have silver paint on there with red accents. The joint is done red. We got some gunmetal here too, and it's all covered in this silver material. I don't know if it's actually painted, but it's done nicely. and it stretches itself through pretty much all the parts, also the combiner part and the back gear. So there's a lot on it. Also on this foot there's the same color. Additionally, there's some extra silver on there, some extra gunmetal paint apps. We got the two heads, which are nicely done, I would say. Let me check up real quick. Yes, strike, found them. Editing software for the win. And the problems keep on coming. I got the batteries in, but after some time the electronics on the Zeta are getting faulty. You press the button. This is all that's happening. I believe there are 3 sound samples in there. None is working anymore. The batteries are in there the correct way. You press the button. This is all that's happening. Just another fault in this set. And it's the same metallic. We got kind of metallic black, metallic silver, red on the eyes, so it looks a little dead, but still it works. Yellow on the antennae here. These even twist so you can angle them if you like them a little bit more Gundam-like, you know. So that's all fine. Fitting to this head, you also get an additional chunk of die cast, which is stuck in the back because it comes with these little holding pieces, glues. It's heavy, like it's a real brick, and it's done in the same color, fits nicely. I'm probably gonna put it up, I don't know yet, but it looks amazing and it's just stuck on the front. So I think that's cool. What's not cool is that this is sharp, like really sharp. They didn't degrave it, I call it like that. Sorry, I don't know the exact term. Maybe I'm gonna put it up in here. So you need to look out for the hip, because if you got it on, I now got it off on this here. You see this little kink in here? That's how the sharp edge on the front cut in there on the other side too. So that's not cool. So this was then for the little glue pieces for the chest, and this were for little sticky bits below the feet. They fit nicely, cut exactly to dimension for both feet. That's nice. I don't know what fit just was, but I meant feet. And then we got a whole bunch of weapons, and they're all done pretty much the same. I got them in bags here. I still got them in bags here because I will not use them. They're all for the single parts with all the screw covers and rockets and blasters and things. And I think they're molded nicely. It's okay, but I won't use it. But you get all these bags with blasters. I'm sorry if I punch the camera sometimes. I need to have it out pretty far so you have everything in view, but then it just hits me in the chest with this little grip, you know, so sorry about that. Last one is silver arrows gun, and also the shield, which of course makes sense. You can fold this down and have the secondary blaster folded up. And of course what's more important is the paint. We got dark metallic, black on here, silver, red here, looks nicely also on here, mostly black. And combination, of course, if you want to have it as Superitron or Superion, is to put it up in here, fits right in there, fold it down, pack it in, and then you have his gun. You can also fold this guy down to have it, I think, on his arm. I didn't try that, I have it in a handheld blaster, so that's cool. That's very, very cool. And as with every masterpiece, it packs into the hand using the patented pack palm procedure. You just pack it in there and then you can rotate. It's a little stiff. Rotate the thumb in there, cover this down a little bit to simulate the trigger, and safe enough. It's only for the grip here that wobbles, but otherwise it stays in there very nice. There was a back in this left. There's just so much more screw covers, and there's also this little attachment advice for the diecast piece with the stickers. Nothing else much. Boom, last one, big chunk of plastic. I rearranged everything a little so to sit a little bit more nicely, you know, but here we got the combiner piece, and it's got the same color everywhere with even red is now metallic. I got the dry rub by Ocean Design on there. That's working nicely, I believe. I think it looks amazing, works very well with this. We got silver, that different silver, kind of pearlescent on the whole body, more silver here, red, yellow, gunmetal, red all on here, gunmetal here, yellow on the thighs, so and that big chunk of die cast to hold it all in place. So that's a big piece, articulated here for the process. So I think, oh yeah, I would say we can get right in. They all get in their respective combiner molds already. And if you want to see how they are done and how everything packs into place, I would say you check out the dozens and dozens of reviews on YouTube. I don't know, Bobby Skullface, Emgo, whatever. This thing is known. This is Kronos, you know. I'm just gonna cover this guy as a gift set with the new paint applications and everything. So and here we got the big boy, Kronos, or how he's now called, Superitron. I mean, they're stretching of what's actually possible with third-party naming and everything, you know, but I think he looks amazing. He really does look amazing. Problem is that looks on this guy are actually deceiving. Little cut here of what already happened, which is not good. These knee pads or something on Skydive just came apart while I took them apart to show them to you guys, and they barely get back in. So that is not good, and that is also, there it is. And then you need to bring those up, and they are supposed to plug in here, but it kind of doesn't quite, you know, this is what I meant with looks are deceiving. This guy is beautiful, but the engineering on this is kind of horrible, because you have all the possibility to pose him, and then he just comes apart due to materials, due to tolerances, and this is one of those examples. You know, it's supposed to pack in with this thing in here, and it just continues to flop down, or like I said, I disassembled this guy for you guys, and then it just went down. But anyway, that's him, and he still looks amazing, and you still also now, of course, if your heart desires, can convert him to a G1 cartoon, which is so fitting for today's video version. If you take this head and this kind of chest plate that comes over here. I'm just gonna do it like this because otherwise it's stuck on there. But that's your G1 cartoon version, which you see in comparison real quick over there. So you also see that chest plate is very much on point, looks cool. Maybe I even put it on now. I like the look of this, but yeah, that's what you can do. Everything else, paint-wise, is pretty much covered when I spoke about the accessories, because everything on this guy is either white pearlescent, the silver pearlescent, extra silver, red metallic, more pearlescent on here, red pearlescent on here. You can always also choose to detach those wings if you hate it. I have them on because that just was how Superion was, you know, we had the wings on there. But further down, like I said, with the yellow, red here, and the gunmetal here, translucent white, and the gunmetal on here, I don't know what's going on here. That is really pissing me hard off. So now it stands, but sometimes you need some power to do it, you know, and goes down to the feet. So this review might be a little bit all over the place, but believe me, it is rather structured. It's just really hard to handle this guy in front of the camera. The articulation on this guy though is very good. But like I said, due to the engineering, due to the tolerances and other stuff, it's just really hard to handle, you know? So I'm not gonna do, excuse me, live articulation today, but we got the head on the swivel due to the way it's attached all the way up for Unicron, but all the way down for the smaller bots. That is nice. We have these wings which are articulated, and then we have a ratchet on these. On this is rather stiff. On this side though, this is a little bit softer. Okay, now it holds. You're too funny, man. This comes off down all the time. Do you see what happens there? He topples over. A good point of articulation though is you can always shift him to the front or to the back to get a different center of gravity for him. So that is nice. The elbows are a thing of beauty. Just one click to the back shouldn't suffice, I believe. Jesus, I'm freaking hot. Like I said, the elbows. We got a bicep swivel first on here, and then we have, it's getting in the way a little bit with the armature, but we have this beautiful elbow being single jointed, but having this little articulated bit here in the back. That's nice. And also, a lower elbow swivel due to, I believe this is air rate, I believe. I always had problems with the names of the single members of the combiners because I always loved the combiners. That's just me. Waist swivel, that's what I meant to say. And we have a swivel at the hand here and also a pivot, which is nice. Otherwise, the finger are all individually articulated like I showed you on the accessories. The hip on this guy is ratcheted, goes all the way around. Like I said, if you have the diecast piece on, be mindful of the little chip I showed you there. And, which also crazy, this dude got 3 clicks of an aircraft. This is crazy. Arm-wise, of course, same on the other side. The hip flaps come out to the front and to the side. Be mindful, it happened on mine. I don't know if it happened on yours. Like when I move this out, see the stress marks here? That's one. And the second is here. That just came off because this pack side it just sheared off on mine. So I can put it back in. It rotates and everything all the same. I don't know how important it is to me to actually have it exchanged, but yeah, that's the thing. Happy I got my wing pack back on, so that is that. And yeah, legs are crazy. All the way to the front. Holds it also pretty much. And, oh Jesus. All the way to the back. It's okay. When is Superion ever gonna do the river dance, you know? Sorry. So, all the way to the side on way harder ratchets. Nothing happening there. Yeah, with all the rumbling and commotion and everything, the backpack tends to come undone. So that is that. Then, like I said, you got the sliding mechanism in the hip here, to the front and to the back for the different center of gravity, which is amazing. Of course, you need to have it accordingly, because otherwise he topples over. But you see how that helped, you know? To the front in this position with the arm forward, to the back. Okay, bad example, but that's also due to me having the knees just not on straight and the feet just not on straight. So there you go. Again, front goes a little bit to the forward, little topple over once you tip him, to the back, stable. That works. That works really well, and I think that was a good example. Still a wing below here. Jeez. Where I'm at, I'm all over the place. So We have the knee, right. We have a thigh swivel built around in here, which is nice. No actual visible cut, that's always good. And then we got these flaps here from Skydive and also from comments, hit me up, help me. And the feet, also marvelous. We have adjust the camera. We have a rocker, a very substantial rocker. No pivot here, only because this stuff in the back here comes apart. Otherwise, we have a toe tote. So he's standing rather stable. Another thing that's not good for engineering's sake is that this comes apart all the time. I don't know what to do about that. I need to check the articulation, but he's collapsed the correct way and he's not pegging back in. So that is bad. I'm sure putting that off from engineering. So this guy's all over the place. The materials are not good. You saw the breakage and the kinks and everything, and the engineering, while it is good, has problems with tolerances and then sticking in together. That's just not good. That's just not good at all. You know, I'm gonna show that on purpose. This thing starts to come down to be an absolute piece of shit. I'm actually starting to sound like Rasta Moss. All the best. Another piece just came off. I had to topple him over on his nose to get Skydive back into position, and then this translucent piece of plastic just popped out on the front. It's ridiculous. If you do something like that, just build it right. Otherwise, don't even bother. Really. I'm gonna take some big chunks down from the engineering on that. You can bet your ass on that. This is just Zeta Toys. You got a lot of stuff to do if you want to have your shit done right. You know, it's not all looks. Since he's a big boy, he's also a heavy boy. 2,698 grams, and size-wise, I'm down there. He is 51.5 centimeters, so just shy of 21 inches. Right. Monchichi is all the way down there. And just because I got it here, the Hot Toys quarter scale endoskeleton from the Terminator. So just shy an inch of Superion. That looks cool together, I gotta say. But what's also more important, this is how Optimus Prime fits in the scale of things, and I think masterpiece-wise, this is a very, very, very good scale. So, and here you got him on my combiner shelf, together with Fans, Hobbies, Guard Baser, and Constructor. A little bit further out there for you guys. Sadly, my Constructor's in shambles, and yeah, I think that's a great scale. I think with the cards that looks cool and all. I love that display and scale. I think with the guard base it looks good, but anything else? While he is horrible in terms of materials, engineering, staying together and everything, it's a very, very, very cool look masterpiece wise. I can't tell you anything else. So with this now, I would say final thoughts. Jesus man, such a hunk of plastic is just so hard to handle, right? Damn. Anyway, that was Superitron for you by Zeta Toys. But the real question is he good? Ish. He's excellent in some regards, like you see it over there. You see it there, I have to look there. The packaging is amazing, the appearance is amazing, the accessories are good. You know, you get a lot of screw covers, you get all the guns, you get a secondary chest plate, you get a secondary head with a few features in there. So robot mode, obviously, that's amazing, that works really well. But there are problems in terms of materials, and there are problems in terms of construction. Like right out of the box, if you watched my little fix video, right out of the box, the wing pack on my silver arrow just sheared off at the screws. That's a problem with the material. The hip skirts, just as I showed you, I don't know what was just as I showed you, sheared off, so I might have to get that sort. It's not a big priority, but that happened. And also in the engineering, like, don't get me wrong, the overall engineering that Zeta Toys said, okay, that is our approach, you know? We're gonna do a combiner. This is it. And everything that comes out looking nice or being actually good, that's cool. I can respect that. They got a clear look out. The problem is, I cannot share the sentiment of everybody else as this is just so stable and so amazing. Like, you've seen it for yourself. The ab crunch just collapsed it forward. His arm, he can barely hold. You need to hold him there, and when you repose him, this arm comes down all the time. If he has a pose, okay, but it can't be too overly dynamic. So that's a big problem, I feel, to me. And with a problem with the engineering of what they are doing, and that it needs to be stable, and then we see the materials and stuff is breaking, and we see stress marks on the pistons on the knees. That's a very, 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 very bad combination, and that's why I gave materials that low and also engineering that low. Even though I like how they did it, and that in the end it is a very well proportioned and well done combiner. It's just the way it is. But you're spending a big chunk of money for that, and the materials need to step up. The materials absolutely need to step up, and the playability suffers under it, and the value also suffers under it. So I enjoy the paint. I enjoy what they did with the set. I like him in my collection. You saw the comparisons with Constructor, but otherwise, I don't know, man. They have some stuff to do, and like I said, I enjoyed this guy when he was finally complete and everything. And the engineering is not hard by any means, but the materials just need to step up. Otherwise, you can have all the simple engineering in the world if the materials doesn't hold. That's just the way it is. But in the end, there's still one person missing. Lily Cat, what do you think of that, dude? This side better? Maybe? Too big. Doesn't know what to do. I think she shares my sentiment. Most of the time she really shares my sentiment. Maybe even though she heard my gripes with this guy. Especially also when he broke and everything. So that's pretty much fitting. Anyway, for today I just want to give one shout out, and that is for Christopher Johnson in the TF3P UK group on Facebook. He's been sharing my stuff like crazy. Dude, I've been super late with this. Give this group a follow. It's a great group, and this dude is a great guy. Give this man a follow. I enjoy it. And also thanks to my buddy Kevin Lamb of TF Robots. He sent this to me super safe and everything, and I recommend this shop, so I got it from him. Give this man a follow, and I would say think about buying from him. Okay? So with this now for today, that's it. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you can get some information, some positive information for you out of there, and otherwise I just wish you a nice weekend tomorrow. Be good, be well. See you next time. Bye bye.